change over a lot of the graphics. But I am on Twitter, and I can see the lineup that we've got tonight. So, Bron Breakker and Tommaso Ciampa are going to be taking on Legado del Fantasma. We've got Cora Jade taking on Raquel Gonzalez. So, we've got them two. We've got Diamond Mine taking on Imperium. We've also got LA Knight taking on Joe Gacy. And LA Knight delivers a message to Grayson. So looks like we're getting a match between those two as well. I don't remember them announcing the Cora Jade match against Raquel Gonzalez. I know that she's trying to convince her to be a tag partner in the Dusty Classic. But yeah, I don't remember that. But either way, that's what we're getting tonight. Those 4 matches have been announced on Twitter about an hour ago. About an hour ago, those matches were announced. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I must admit, I do go into NXT now a bit uncertain. Past few weeks have kind of underwhelmed a bit for me. So, I don't know. I don't know. 2.0, I thought, started off struggling to find itself. Then some of those stars got a bit more established. But then it just, I don't know, it just seemed to go a bit weird. And it's just gone through a period of being a little bit weird, like with the MSK Shaman stuff. That was just a bit weird. And like, what was it? Mi Ying changing to the sleeping woman. And the sleeping woman now, Wendy Cho, is it? Wendy Chow? Like, that's just a bit weird. And like, but Boa is still doing the supernatural thing. That's just a bit weird. It's the only one that's doing it. And it's everyone else has gone. Do you remember when it was like 3 of them and now it's just Boa? I just find that a bit weird. There's some good stuff that's going on in there as well, though. Of course, you've got Gunter. I really like him. Carmelo Hayes. I'm not sold on Cora Jade. I'm not feeling Cora Jade at all, so I'm really not grabbed by that. Bron Breakker, I'm into. Joe Gacy, I think, has got potential. There's people in there that have got potential, but it feels like a bad... At times, it feels like a bad Raw, which is kind of impressive in a way. I didn't know you could get a bad Raw, but at times it feels like a bad Raw. So I'm really hoping that we can get like a really solid show this week. I'm really hoping for something that's going to, I don't know, give it a good boost. Justin says, I love Mellow Hayes. Days, there is an NXT overrun tonight. Thank you. Alex Bliss Gamer said the wet was good tonight. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. The Wrestling Escape Pods always have fun with that. I mean, it'd be impossible for us to not have fun. The great clips that we get sent through and just chatting away on like the latest wrestling news. I mean, literally, we'll go wherever the conversation goes and talk about whatever. I mean, we were talking about DVDs. We were talking about adult films. We were talking about community submissions. Lots of different things. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was, I thought it was good as well. Raw wasn't brilliant, but it was all right. I was expecting more from the Ronda Becky segments. Days, why don't you feel Cora? I like her. I think she has got potential. I just think she's really young, and I think she comes across as young, and her current character is like, oh, go on, be my tag partner. Oh, I really want you to, like, you know, oh, like, she comes across like a brat. She comes across bratty and, like, I don't know, it's just not a character that I'm into. It's not a character I'm engaged with. It's not a character that I care about. Like, I think that if she was to go and do some more work on the indies and, like, find her character, I mean, she's kind of that young, skateboarding, kind of hot topic chick. That's how I see her. I see her as the hot topic chick, which is fine. Haven't got an issue with that, but it's very shallow. Like, once you actually get past the look, there's nothing there. Her promo skills aren't there. Her in-ring is fine. I mean, there's nothing really to get excited about. It's fine. She's not dangerous, I can say that much. She's young, so she's got loads of time to learn. So she's got potential, but it feels and is very, very early in her development. Very, very early in her development. And for me, I'm not interested in her being on TV, to be honest. She kind of feels like, I can't believe that she is one of the best talents they have, female-wise. I mean, I think there's other women that, like Sarray, I'd much rather be watching Sarray, who should be coming back soon. So I always thought Sarray was excellent in the ring. Obviously, Zoe Stark is out injured at the moment. I was always a big fan of her. Like, for me, if you've got the likes of Io, Sarray, and Zoe Stark, I just think Cora Jade is just miles below that level. Miles below. But it's not a knock. It's just that she's so young. She's really, really young. And I think she shows her age. So that's that's why I'm not too fussed about Cora Jade at the moment. Can you see LA Knight going to the main roster? Yes. I could see LA Knight going to the main roster. He is someone that's got loads of experience. They know they can give him the ball and they'll be fine. He's worked in TNA. He knows where hard cameras are. He knows how to sell. He knows how to have a match. He knows how to cut a promo. I mean, you've got a reliable hand there. I kind of feel like, in football terms, it's a little bit like going and getting, a 35-year-old defender who's solid. Maybe their best days are behind them, but they're solid. They can do the job, and they're still going to put in great performances. And it's a part of the pitch you're not going to have to worry about for a little while. I kind of feel like that's how I feel with LA Knight. LA Knight, solid. Maybe some of his best years are behind him now. Who knows? I don't know. But, you could take him to the main roster. I wouldn't be really putting him in, like, main events and stuff like that. But someone that can, like, go into a tag team. I think he'd be brilliant in a tag team. I think that he would be brilliant maybe working with some of that low-card talent and putting him over. I think you could even put him in, like, maybe a mid-card feud, like Damian Priest against LA Knight. I think you could do that, but you wouldn't really put LA Knight over in that. You'd have Damian Priest go over. So I see LA Knight in that regard. I don't see him being WWE champion, Universal champion, or anything like that. He could have a United States title run. He could have an Intercontinental title run. I would actually put him with Bobby Roode. I think I'd put him with Bobby Roode. You've got that TNA connection. And I like the idea then of putting them two together and making them a really credible tag team. Not dirty dogs that keep losing. But I like the idea of LA Knight with Bobby Roode and have them go after the tag titles. So I would do that. Dave spent the night watching MJF interviews. I swear AEW should give him a few key lines to say, just like the rest of that script. Yeah, MJF is good, and I'm a little bit torn on MJF because I think MJF gets asked to do something that CM Punk does not get asked to do, and I could be wrong, but I would be really interested to find out an answer to this. Do they, if they've got a 10-minute segment, do they tell MJF he has to take 8 minutes of the 10? Right? Because my criticism of MJF would be he talks too much and he does have a few lines, but considering the amount of time he talks, those lines get lost in a sea of waffle. There's a lot of just waffle that comes from MJF that you don't tend to get from others. Like with CM Punk, he'll talk a lot less and deliver the same amount, if not more, great memorable lines, but he'll do it in a shorter time. Whereas MJF seems to talk a lot longer, still deliver some good lines, but it's lost in a sea of waffle, right? But what I don't know is, are they asking MJF to do that because they know that he can talk and they know that he is engaging and he can, fill time? So if they said, right, you go out there, take about 8 minutes or so out of the segment and get it down so that we can just have a really good end on a back and forth between you and CM Punk. I can't tell if he just talks too much and talks and takes over the segment and doesn't really say a lot, or is it a case that they specifically ask him to do that? I genuinely don't know. My criticism would be exactly that. I think he's a great talker, talks with confidence, knows how to work a crowd, great heel. For his age, he is amazing. But my criticism would be talks too much and doesn't get across enough great lines. What he does get across is lost in a sea of blandness, you know? So, but I don't know if they could be tasking him with that. I mean, it could be a case of like, right, MJF can, you know, take 8 minutes out of this 10 minutes. So we'll get him out there. We'll get him to, like, you know, set the scene, do the recap, like tell the story basically, and then we'll end on a back and forth between him and CM Punk. That could totally be happening. Days, did you hear the joke Rikishi pulled on Kurt Angle? No. Vishal said, I would say he's better on the mic than Punk. That might be controversial, but I can't think of a better natural heel promo in a very long time, said Vishal. I wonder who waffles more, Seth or MJF, says Shola. Hasib said, Days, did you see the winner of MJF Punk challenging the AEW champion at Revolution? No. I think that I can see Punk winning thanks to Wardlow. And I think Wardlow is next for MJF. Punk going after the belt? I suppose he could, and Hangman would surely win. So I suppose he could, but I don't know. Would I go that way now, or would I wait? I'd probably be tempted to wait. I kind of feel like CM Punk's got a few other feuds he could go on to next, so you could do it. You could definitely do Hangman Punk and then MJF Wardlow, but I think I would wait. I think that Punk going after the title is such a big story. I'd want to build it up. I think Punk would need to win like a proper number one contenders something. You would have to know the winner of this is definitely next in line, and I would book it that way. I think just saying like, right, it's Punk next is a bit flat. I think that if Punk is going to go after the belt, then, as I said, you want it to be something like a casino battle royal. But saying that, the casino battle royal doesn't feel as big as the Royal Rumble because I don't think they tend to have as many surprises. I don't think the actual structure of the match is as good. And it always tends to happen at a pay-per-view that's not named after the battle royal. If you think about Royal Rumble, that's the name of the show. Like, they would really benefit by having a pay-per-view that had a Royal Rumble type match, which I know that's what the Casino Battle Royal is meant to be. It just doesn't feel as good. I actually think a normal Battle Royal might be better, but you get entrances. So, you know, everyone comes down into the ring and then the bell sounds and that's it. You know, it's just a Battle Royal. But everyone gets an entrance. So that way you can still have your surprises. But I think maybe just a normal Battle Royal would be better. I don't know. I don't know what you would do for the match. But I kind of feel like it needs to be something like that feels legit, grand, surprises. It's the focus of the pay-per-view. Winner goes to All Out to challenge the champion. You know, it happens the same time every year like the Rumble does. Everyone knows what the prize is. Like with the Rumble, everyone knows if you win your main event WrestleMania and you get the title shot. I feel like that works. Everyone accepts it. Everyone loves it. And I think AEW need to do something the same. Or get as close as legally they're going to be allowed to get. If I was Tony Khan, I would do like AEW's Diamond Battle Royal or something, whatever you want to call it. Do it as the pay-per-view before All Out. Winner of that that's the main event. The winner becomes the number one contender. The winner is guaranteed the title shot at All Out. I'd make it a massive deal. You'd have surprises. You'd have legends. I'd have 20 people in it. I don't know if you could have 30. Maybe you'd go 20. Or maybe you do a bigger ring. How about that? How about that for a gimmick? You actually get a bigger ring so that you can hold 30. And you make the ring bigger. 1.5 times bigger or something. I don't know. I'm sure you could come up with something that would be eye-catching and would grab people's attention. It could be, I wonder if you could do like a circular ring of some kind. So not an octagon, but like an actual like circle. That would be tricky, but I wonder if it would be possible. But yeah, I would do something along those lines, and I would have CM Punk win that. I feel like CM Punk everyone needs to know he is now number one contender, and he's won the right to be number one contender, rather than, right, you beat MJF, it's your turn now. That feels a lot flatter to me, a lot flatter. So I would look at something like that. Number one contender Rumble. Yeah, you can't do a Rumble though, because the Rumble is WWE's and they own the copyright for it. So you can't do the Rumble, but a Battle Royal you can do. Battle Royals have happened throughout like the history of wrestling. Like, you know, territories used to do Battle Royals. WWE don't own the Battle Royal format, or at least not to my knowledge. So I can't see why you couldn't do a Battle Royal. So I'd be favouring that. And even if it's just a 20-man Battle Royal, then so be it. But they do the Casino Battle Royal already, and they do that where they keep sending down like the hearts and then the clubs and then the diamonds. So they've already got like something close to a Rumble. So I'm just tweaking it a little bit, that's all. But I think give it its own pay-per-view, make it a massive deal, and I would have CM Punk winning something like that. Robert said, if MJF comes to WWE, he will be the next Piper. WWE gave Piper his own Piper Pit show. Imagine that. They definitely need to do better talk show segments. I think that they probably should do them on the entrance stage. I think that doing them in the ring is a problem because you can't actually have a backdrop. And I think the backdrop makes a massive difference. It sounds so stupid, but I think it really makes a massive, massive difference. If you think about Piper's Pit, that had a backdrop. If you think about, what was the one with the Dungeon of Doom on WCW? Do you remember with Kevin Sullivan? That was in like a dungeon, and that all had like a backdrop. It was like a cave kind of backdrop. That was cool. Piper had two, actually. He had one that was just like a cardboard backdrop, and then he had one that was a bit like a derelict castle kind of backdrop. You might remember when Andre and Hulk Hogan challenged, or Andre challenged Hogan for WrestleMania 3. That happened on Piper's Pit, and the backdrop was not just like a board. It was kind of like a bit more interesting than that. It was kind of like I think like an inside of a castle kind of a thing. So, yeah, that was more interesting. The barber shop. Look at the barber shop. That had its own kind of set as well, and that was a lot more interesting. I just think where you've got, like, Ding Dong Hello, which is literally like a door in the ring, or the Kevin Owens show where you've just got a couple of boards, and they have to do that because if you're doing it in the ring, the people behind in the audience can't see if you put a big backdrop up, but it just doesn't make for very good TV. So I would do it on the entranceway. And I agree. I think you could have some really great sets. And, I mean, imagine what a Kevin Owens talks show segment would look like and what his backdrop would look like. I'm sure you could do something really cool. And, like, MJF as well, like all Burberry and everything would look really cool. And you could definitely do a great set. But I think the sets are really important. I think Miz could have a great set because he's obviously Hollywood. So I'm sure there'd be lots of like awards, Oscars on a shelf, and maybe films that he's been in, film posters that he's been a part of, just all that kind of stuff. Like you could do something really, really cool. Really, really cool. I miss that. I really miss those sets. Days, I don't want to see Lance and Hangman at Revolution. Hopefully the match in 2 weeks is one and done. Who is ready to face Hangman if you are not for Punk? Well, I don't mind Punk. I haven't got a problem with Punk doing it now. I'm just saying that I think it's such a big story, him going after the title, that I think you really want everyone to know without a shadow of a doubt he has earned it and that he is next. And you would do that by having him win a number one contenders. And the best number one contenders for me is the Rumble. That's the best number one contenders match there is. So I don't think it's a problem for AEW to take something that is so popular in WWE. Now, they can't take the Rumble, but they can take the concept of having a show built around trying to establish who is the number one contender. Like, that is all the Rumble is, isn't it? You know, I mean, the best part of the Rumble are the Rumble matches, and they are number one contender matches. So I would have I would have Punk win that. To be honest, who is next? I don't know who is next, because I think that there should be more like clear number one contender matches. I don't think they use the ratings enough. Like, I sitting here right now don't know who is the number one contender according to the rankings. I like the rankings idea. I'm really high on it, but it's never shown on screen. Like, you can watch week after week, month after month of Dynamite, and you never see the rankings actually displayed on screen. And I think that's a real missed opportunity, because... And also, like, you never quite know when do you have to be number one, like, in the rankings to get the title opportunity. I mean, you could be number one for, like, 3 months, not get an opportunity, and then all of a sudden they're like, right, let's have a look. Number one is... And it might be someone different then. Like, it doesn't feel organized enough. It's just very slapdash. Like, they do put the numbers about how your record is on screen, which is very good. But again, I don't feel like they use that enough. Like, I maybe commentary, because I don't really listen to commentary too much. Maybe commentary talk about it more than what I hear. But I would definitely use the rankings more. I would definitely use the win-loss records more. I would definitely show the rankings at least every show. Right, it's that time of the show where we look at the official rankings, and you go over to the rankings. You can see that we've got a few movers this week. Thanks to that amazing win on Dark for such and such, they've actually gone up a couple of places. So Jungle Boy now, number 4 in the rankings. He's probably going to be a good few wins away still from getting to that number one spot, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he's got a big match on Friday. A win there is going to massively help him climb up the rankings further, so make sure you tune into Rampage for that. But at the moment, we can see Lance Archer at number 1. He is undefeated so far. I mean, I don't get why you can't just give over like 5 minutes of a show to just go through the women's rankings, the men's rankings, and have that kind of dialogue. Because I think what you're doing then is you're really telling a lot of stories and cementing a lot of stories. You're saying, like, every win matters, which it should. You know, Jungle Boy's got a match on Friday. It's going to help him in his rankings if he wins. We can see such and such has fallen because of their loss that they had on Elevation. You're kind of tying all of the results from all of the shows over the past week together, showing the rankings, making sure everyone knows what the pecking order is. I just want them to go further with it, man. AEW are doing something really good with that. I've always liked the rankings idea. You have rankings in boxing. You have rankings in UFC. I'm totally sold on rankings. It makes total sense from a sports point of view. But I just wish they used it more. So without looking at those rankings, I couldn't tell you who is next in line. I know a lot of people don't want Lance. But you see, this is the problem when people are just having feuds. Like, someone will win a feud, but someone else is winning a feud. So how do they compare to that other person? Do you know what I mean? Like, without looking at, like, the records and all of this, and seeing who's undefeated this year, who's number 1 in the contender thing, I'd be having a look at all of that to figure out who should be the right person. Because I can't remember them doing, like, a number 1 contenders match. I just can't remember. I mean, like, Lance Archer just came back and beat up Hangman and now has got a match. Before that, didn't Daniel Bryan just call them out? I can't remember Daniel Bryan was number 1 contender. I think, didn't he just call out Hangman and then started beating up the Dark Order? Like, it's weird they've got these rankings and they just don't use them. So, yeah, I'd want to use that. I don't know if you've seen some reason at House Show this week. Sasha and Ronda are going to face Charlotte and Shayna. Do you see Shane pushing for a match with Seth at Mania? Do I see Shane pushing for a match with Seth? I don't think so. I don't know where that would come from. I don't know why we would get those two facing each other. It feels like we're going to get Kevin Owens and Seth. That's how it feels. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I think did they fight at WrestleMania 36? Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. So I don't know if I'm really bothered about seeing that match, but that would seem the most logical way forward. But Shane, I think, will be at WrestleMania, but I would do the Austin Theory one, to be honest. Daniel said there's going to be a debut at AEW tomorrow. Adam Cole is next for Hangman at Revolution. He is number 1. That's why they did the Lights Out match. Why did they do? I thought the Lights Out match didn't count. That's what I kept getting told. This doesn't count. This doesn't exist. AEW aren't recognizing this. And he lost as well. Orange Cassidy won that match. So, I don't get it. If he's number 1 contender, he just lost to Orange Cassidy. So does that mean Orange Cassidy is next? Well, I don't know. But let's have a look. Wrestle with Andy, I think, ask him what's better. Is that the question? It's been a few months. Do you miss Black and Gold or prefer 2.0? I don't miss Black and Gold from the Performance Center. I think when we left Full Sail, anyone that's pining for Black and Gold, I think they're pining for Full Sail. I don't think they're pining for the Performance Center, because Performance Center to me has been underwhelming from the pretty much as soon as we got there. I think the first time we saw the layout and it had the chain link fencing, I was like, that's nice. I like that. There was definitely things that I liked. It felt quite industrial. It felt like it had its own space. It felt a bit different. It had its own, I liked it. But then as soon as you saw how many people you could fit in there, there was not enough people in there. And I would actually say there's still not enough people in there now, but it is much better. They've obviously changed it. They've obviously agreed, and they've added more on the floor. The only problem with it now is that it feels a little bit cluttered. And it feels, I've said this before, the current NXT, it's kind of like the crowd starts halfway, goes down onto the floor. It means the ringside area is quite small now, or smaller now than it was. I did like the space that they had before. I thought the room they had around the ring was actually quite nice. That wasn't the problem. The problem was that the crowd didn't go back enough. The crowd needs to go higher, which is really hard to do, because what you're going to have to do is bring everything forward, aren't you? If you have a stand that goes higher, that means it's going to come further into the building. That probably means that you could have nothing on this side. This side would probably have to just be the wall and the camera. And then you'd have the ring, and then you would have, hopefully enough room to get more seating, and have you'd basically have 2 big stands, big stand there, absolutely nothing this side because it doesn't seem like the building is big enough. Maybe you'd get a few seats over on that side as well. But the way they've got it at the moment still doesn't feel right. I would say where we are is maybe the best we've been in since leaving Full Sail, but it's not Full Sail. None of this is Full Sail. Full Sail was, they kind of hit perfection first time. Full Sail had a great energy. It had a lot of room. There was its own dedicated fan base that seemed to go week in, week out. I know for a fact they used to go for drinks afterward the shows, because they used to chat about it online, and Triple H went along to one. They actually showed you a video of Triple H going, I saw an invitation for drinks after NXT, so we're going to go along and surprise some of our fans. He jumped in the car, went to the place down the road, the bar down the road, and like popped in, and like the fans are like, oh my God, it's Triple H. And he's like, I just wanted to say a big thank you for all the support. Had his pitch taken. That Kyle guy with the Everton shirt, he was there. And a few others were in there as well. It's brilliant, and that vibe, that kind of family, we are NXT. For me, that existed at Full Sail and died with COVID. Like when COVID came along, you couldn't have a crowd first of all. Then when you could, they had to have masks, and it was obviously much smaller. Then we started to get people back, and we realised you can't fit that many people in there. And it was just like problem after problem after problem. Then they got rid of it, and now we've got 2.0, and it's better, much better now than it was. Because now you've actually got stands, and you didn't have stands in the older one. I think there might have been one over that side, but there wasn't the room to have it like opposite the hard cam. So it's much better now than where it was just before 2.0 came along, but it's not Full Sail. It's not Full Sail. That's what I keep coming back to. It's not Full Sail. I miss Full Sail as an NXT fan, and I've been watching every week since 2015 when we got the network. So that's like nearly 7 years. This isn't Full Sail. So, yeah, I'm disappointed by that bit. So 1,000,000% Full Sail NXT I would go back to in a heartbeat. So much better than and honestly, Full Sail NXT before they even went to USA Network, not only was it COVID, but USA Network and going 2 hours spoiled NXT. It was a bit of a perfect storm, really. You know, they had something that was brilliant. 1 hour of really engaging wrestling, some of the best upcoming talent. You know, you could get really excited. You didn't get overexposed to people because you didn't see everyone every week. Like some weeks you wouldn't see the champion, but that was fine because you got to see Asuka instead. And then next week you might not get Asuka, but you'd get Finn Balor, and that's all right. And the week after you might not get Finn Balor and you might not get Asuka, but that's all right because instead you're going to get someone else. You know, you get Samoa Joe, or you get Nakamura. You get Nakamura, Sami Zayn or something. So, like, the rotation, I think, was a real positive. The crowd, the atmosphere was a real positive. And it felt special as well. It had a better feeling to it, that we are NXT. It just all feels like it's gone now. Just all gone. Like, actual in-ring-wise, I don't know. I think we have changed. Of course we've changed. We've gone a bit more raw now. You know, now that Triple H isn't overseeing it. And we've gone a bit sillier in places as well. But, I mean, by and large, you'd probably say that if you could take this class and drop it back to what NXT used to be, this would be amazing. I mean, imagine Von Wagner, Bron Breakker, Raquel Gonzalez, you know, Io Shirai. Just go down the list of names of people that are in NXT right now and take them back to Full Sail, booking them the way it used to be booked on Black and Gold. I reckon you've got one of the best classes ever. I think, you know, Odyssey Jones, Haaland, Gacy, Cameron Grimes. I think, you know, you've got some brilliant talent. So I don't think the talent's a problem. I just think that the setting is a problem. 2 hours is a problem. Overexposure is a problem. They've got other problems. No Triple H's creativity and guidance is a problem as well. You know, this is a very different NXT. A very different NXT to what we had just a few years ago. And it's because they had something that was working and they couldn't leave it alone. You know, 1 hour, brilliant, let's make it 2. And Full Sail, brilliant, let's move. Do you know what I mean? So Triple H selling out stadiums, let's get him away from NXT. That's working, let's change it. That's working, let's change it. That's working, let's change it. Well, guess what? Guess what? Guess what happens if you keep changing everything like that? And apparently they're quite disappointed that this hasn't caught fire the way that they wanted it to, but I don't really know what they were expecting, to be honest. I don't know what their expectations were. I mean, there's no star power here. Although, saying that, we might have Dolph Ziggler tonight. He gave a little little interview backstage where he was talking about Bron Breakker sending a tweet. So we might get a Dolph Ziggler. And obviously we did get AJ for a little bit as well, which was kind of exciting. But even so, you know, these little fleeting appearances are not going to be enough to drive up the viewership. Might give it a little bump for that segment, but it ain't going to get people tuning in every single week. So I think by and large they're pretty disappointed with where it is. So be interesting to see how they respond to that disappointment. If it's not broke, don't fix it. WWE need to know that, says LSW. Who is better, in your opinion, Angle or Michaels? Michaels, Landon. I'll go Michaels. I'll go Michaels because I think that Kurt Angle was a fantastic wrestler and maybe in ring from a technical ability you would say better. But I think the selling, the storytelling, the ability to draw emotion out of a match, to tell a story and get emotion and get like the crowd like invested on a scale that you just don't see from anyone else. That's all Shawn. That is all Shawn. Shawn just had this ability to suck you into his matches. If you watched a Shawn Michaels match, you got lost in that Shawn Michaels match and got lost in the storytelling. I mean, he is responsible for some of the greatest WWE matches of all time. So is Kurt. Absolutely so is Kurt. But there's a reason why they call Shawn Mr. WrestleMania. And so I would go with Shawn Michaels. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, title for title now. What's the new championship going to look like if they change it, says Zyke. Well, we don't know that it's title versus title. Just because Brock's in Elimination Chamber doesn't mean he wins Elimination Chamber. I'm sure he goes in as favorite. I personally don't want him to win it. I don't really get how one champion is going to work if you was to go that way. I kind of feel like Fox are going to want the champion. USA Network are going to want the champion. And actually what they've got right now allows them to please both networks because, you know, both belts are seen as the main championship. And also it allows them to still have like 4 guys at least at the top of the card. So, you know, like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble just gone, we had Bobby and Brock, but we also had Roman and Seth. And I don't think either of those matches was viewed as lesser than the other. I didn't see Brock Bobby being less than Roman Seth. Equally, I didn't see Roman Seth being less than Brock Bobby. Both of them are for, you know, top titles. So maybe the Universal's been booked better in recent years. So if you was to like say you had to choose one, you'd go with the Universal. But for me, the WWE title has been around since the 60s. Is the belt. Its lineage is Hogan, Undertaker, Shawn, Cena, Stone Cold, Rock, blah, 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 blah. Like, that is the belt. So they've spent a lot of time making the Universal important and feel important, and they've done a great job of that, actually. WWE don't get a lot of praise for much, but I'll give them a lot of praise in making the Universal not feel like just a secondary throwaway title. It feels equal, if not bigger, than the WWE Championship. So I don't know why. I don't know what the benefit would be to just having one champion. I mean, that one champion would be the guy, but I don't feel like it's too much of a problem having 2 guys, one on each show. And I think the benefits outweigh the negatives. So I don't know. I don't know why they would do it, to be honest. Unless they think they just don't have anyone that's on Roman's level And so it's better to have Roman on both shows. But realistically, are you not just going to overexpose Roman? Like, the Roman story, I don't know, would have been as good if we were watching him on Monday and Friday every single week. I feel like that's going to be too much. Again, you've got a really good thing. Don't ruin it. You've got a brilliant thing with Roman. We just said with NXT, like, you had a great thing and they changed it. You've got a great thing with Roman. And so, of course, they, potentially now want to get even more out of him. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Like, it's good, and just keep it where it is. So I think that their problem is they don't book the WWE title as well as they book the Universal title. I think if they were to fix that, then I think that would fix the problem. You just need two really engaging WWE title stories. You've got one with Roman. You need an equal one that's as engaging for the WWE title, and they haven't had that. And that's been the problem. What they've done with Big E, what they've done with Bobby, it's just not been that same level, has it? So, work to be done. Did you like Becky Liv at day one? I think it was amazing and match of the year for this year. I did like Becky versus Liv. I don't know that I would agree it's match of the year, but I think that it was a very impressive match. I thought that it was Liv's best match that I've seen, and I think I scored it about a 3.75. I think I scored it about that kind of a ballpark. I can't remember if I can't even remember if I thought it was the best match on that show or not, to be honest. I can't remember now. But I definitely was high on the match, and I thought it was Liv's best match. To clarify, what I meant was it doesn't go towards his ranking. Cole lost, but he is still number one in the rankings. Right, got you. Well, I think that really hurts him, to be honest. I mean, I remember last week a lot of people saying, no, it doesn't matter that he's lost because it doesn't count. But it does count because it was on TV and we watched it. And you can't really say this. I mean, it doesn't count in the sense of it actually doesn't count physically in the rankings. But I think from a momentum, from a perspective point of view, from an optics point of view, it counts. Like, to me, Adam Cole doesn't deserve to be going after that title when I've just watched him lose to Orange Cassidy. So Adam Cole going after the belt now against Hangman Page, I don't find that as appealing, truthfully, because I've seen Adam Cole lose. He doesn't feel like the rightful champion. To me, it would make sense that Orange Cassidy is the one that goes to fight for the title now. If Adam Cole's the number one guy, then surely if he loses, the person he loses to should become the number one guy. I kind of like the idea that the number one contendership is treated a bit like the title. I like the idea that, if you are the number one contender, you are number one in the rankings. If someone beats you, then boom, they must be number one. If you're number one, if you are number one, you are the guy that is apparently the next year. You've got the champ, and the next best guy in the division should be the number one contender. So if that's Adam Cole, and Adam Cole loses, well, then surely the person he's lost to is better than him. And that means they're the best in the division. That's the whole point, isn't it? The whole point to find a number one contender is who is the best person that is not the champion already? Who's the best? Who's the best of the rest? And so, yeah, I would be down for seeing Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole in a number one contender match. Winner of that goes on to face for the title. So, this would give Adam Cole an opportunity to prove that he can beat Orange Cassidy in a normal match. It would give Orange Cassidy a chance to show that his win in the street fight wasn't a fluke. And then maybe the winner would feel like the rightful number one contender. So maybe they could do that. I don't really consider him as undefeated either. I forgot about that. He was undefeated at the time. That's a really good point. AEW has buried a number of what I would consider to be number one guys. It's very interesting conversation. This isn't a let's knock AEW thing. it's a AEW, I think, just need to tweak this thing. That's what I'm saying. I think that they need to establish like their number one contenders as being 100%. That's the number one contender. Like no shadow of doubt in our minds. It doesn't even feel like Adam Cole has been around all that long. Like for him to already be the number one contender feels quite quick. I don't know what the parameters are. Like, how do you get to be the how do you get to be the number one contender? I don't really know. Is it how do you do that? If you win one match and you're 1-0 and you're undefeated, like do you get into the rankings? Like how do you get there? 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. How does 7-2 compare to 5-0? Like who's better? I don't know. I don't really get how it's never been explained to my knowledge. I don't know how it works. Again, it just brings me back that I would like to shine some light on that and bring some clarity to that and lean on all of that a bit more than what we do. AEW need to have more than one women's match on Dynamite, says James. Yes, I agree. Zykami said, is Cameron and Summer Rae back, or is it one time? I think that was just one time, to be honest. I think they just brought them back for the Rumble. Kyle says, seems like they have a champ, and then there's everyone else, and who even knows who's worthy or why? Cole is listed as 7-0 in the rankings. Sebastian said, I feel like this year will be one of the worst in WWE's history, given the way they've started the year with a joke of a Rumble. There are no parameters. No, there probably isn't. There probably isn't. I mean, in all fairness, I will say the same thing exists in UFC. So if you used to ask me, well, what's the parameter in UFC? I couldn't answer that either. I don't know what the parameters are in UFC. I don't know how people get decided where their ranking is in UFC. The only thing I do know is that if you beat someone a higher ranking, you obviously move up the rankings. I know how you can move up and down the rankings, and I've seen how results influence the rankings. So over time, I've managed to get like a decent idea, but I would still, like AEW to give us a bit of a, just even if it's ballpark. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't enter the rankings until you've had 5 matches. Every win, you get a few points and something like that. Do you know what I mean? Something along those lines but I think the problem is with wrestling is that bookers, promoters want as much flexibility as possible because you're always going to have injuries and you're always going to have wellness policy issues and people that are disgruntled and you're always going to have things like that. So they want as much freedom as possible to not be tied to having to go in a certain direction. Like they might need to give someone a win because it's the right thing for that story, but it would be completely the wrong thing if they did that for the rankings. And so, do you know what I mean? You can book yourself into a corner very easily. Whereas if you keep it loose and you don't explain things, it's a lot more easier to book that way. It's a lot easier for you. But this is where, if you're a good booker that can, do that, then, I reckon you should do that. In fairness, WWE don't tie themselves down with rankings and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like, AEW have taken a step in a direction I'm very interested in. I personally would like to see weight divisions in wrestling. I would get rid of mid-card. And I would love to see a cruiserweight division, a middleweight division, a heavyweight division. Maybe you just have the 3 divisions and you have 3 champions and those champions are all even. Like you could do a pay-per-view where it is the cruiserweight title that closes the show. Night 1 of WrestleMania could be headlined for the cruiserweight title. But your cruiserweight division would include the likes of Rey Mysterio. Do you know what I mean? Like it would have, that's where Rey would go. You would have like the best people at that weight would go in the cruiserweight. It doesn't matter who they are. If they're that weight, that's the division they go in. If they're heavyweight, then they go into that. And I'm sure you could carve it up whereby small guys go into that division, monsters go into the heavyweight, Anyone that's around the middle goes for middleweight. So you could easily like carve it that way. And then you've got 3 titles, all of equal value. You know, someone like Ricochet, you could do Rey Mysterio versus Ricochet for the Cruiserweight Championship. And that would be, I think, a great way to use Ricochet. It would get him into the main event. You could tell some really engaging stories. You know, you've got somewhere for the likes of like a Jordan Devlin to go. Somewhere for like a Santos Escobar. Who knows? You might have still been able to have kept an Andrade, a Pac. I mean, we said before that Cruiserweight division, you know, they had the likes of Pac in it. They had the likes of Austin Aries that went into it. You could have put Rey Mysterio into it. Like, their 205 Live Cruiserweight division could have been amazing. Mustafa Ali was competing in that division. He would have been great. As we said, you know, Ricochet now would have been in that division. He would have been great. You could have had, like, Kalisto in there who, you know, it was fine. It was fine. Just a body in it. But, you know, you could have done some stuff, but they never really backed it. You know, they changed the ring rope colors and tried to make it feel like it was its own thing, and it just got like a segment in the middle of the show, and there was no real engaging stories, and it was all just a bit... But yeah, I'd love to see wrestling go that way. I'd love to see a promotion come along that did weight divisions, rankings, and did them really well. Really well. And you have your champions, and you can still do your gimmick rumbles, and you can still do what you get in WWE. It's just structured better. It's just structured better, and everyone knows who the number 1 contenders are. Everyone knows, like Liv Morgan right now. You know that if Liv Morgan can win the next 3 matches in a row, she'll move up to number 3 in the rankings. You know, these are conversations we could be having. Like, and once you get into the top 4, you know, at the end of every month, maybe there's a fatal 4-way or something. Maybe there's a fatal 4-way. You've just got to be in the top 4 by the end of the month. Right now, Liv's at number 6. She needs to win 2 matches to get enough points to get into that top 4. Like, all of a sudden, it creates its own storylines, which I really love, because then all of a sudden, everyone's talking about the rankings, looking at the rankings. Nothing matches matter. You know, Liv could then face someone on Monday. If she wins, well, that's one of the 2 wins that she needs. And now she's gone up to, what, 5th? 5th in the rankings now. If she wins 1 more, she goes into the top 4. She's just got to win 1 more match. She's got 2 weeks. She's got to win 1 match. And if she does it, she gets into that fatal 4-way. And, like, these are sorts of stories that can be playing out all the time. And you can be doing stuff in different divisions, and I think it'd be really good. Really, really good. And as I said, you know, it'd be a great spotlight for the younger, smaller talent as well. Because you do look at some of those smaller guys, and you just think, they ain't going to make it. They ain't going to make it. Vince is going to take one look at them and just go, no. But it's crazy because Conor McGregor, we keep saying this, Conor McGregor is 145 pounds or 155 pounds or 170 pounds. Conor McGregor has got some of the biggest pay-per-view buys in the history of pay-per-view. In fact, Conor McGregor is number 2 on the all-time pay-per-view list. Number 1 was Mayweather against Pacquiao. Number 2 was Mayweather against Conor McGregor. But McGregor's gone in and faced other people like Poirier, like Khabib, and has got like top 10 pay-per-view buys. And he's tiny. Khabib was tiny. Well, about 170. They would be so far into a lightweight division in WWE. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. People think when you say lightweights, they're just small. They don't, do you know what I mean? Like, I think all of us have that kind of mentality to a degree because we're so used to the monsters. But some of the biggest pay-per-views of all time have come from those smaller guys. There is so much value to them and so much money that you can make. People care about good stories. It doesn't really matter how big the person is. You would have thought Vince would have learnt that now. You would have thought someone would have shown him the Conor numbers, the Mayweather numbers, the Alvarez, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, how big do you think Canelo is? He's not Gunter. So, do you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely something in it. And I'll tell you what's in NXT right now. Imperium. Dun, 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 dun. Is it Imperium against, is it Legado? I can't remember. Gunther! It is lovely. I said I wanted something, you know, I want something from NXT. NXT needs to give me something. It's struggled for me the past couple of weeks. And they've gone, how about Gunther? And I've gone, thank you. That'll do lovely, thank you. I think there's a Volta chant. Is it Volta or Gunther they're chanting? Gunther. Okay, so in the ring, I don't know, they're all in wrestling attire, so it looks like we're going. It is a Volta chant. Oh, it's Diamond Mine? Diamond Mine. Don't know why I thought it was Legado. They are on the show, aren't they? But they're facing Bron Breakker. Volta feels like a massive deal. I love that. Ivy Niall, man. I love Ivy Niall as well. She looks great. Ivy Niall, right, would make the perfect human embodiment of Lily. If you wanted a Lily, she's right there. What's up with the blue ropes? It looks bad. I do agree with that, yeah. It's that's SmackDown, innit? Kick coming in by Gunther. Gunther on the outside. Right, we are underway. I don't know the difference between the Creed brothers. One of the Creeds. Big Creed. No one wants a Lily. No, I completely agree with you. Brutus. Okay, I should remember that. The big one is Brutus. Kicks coming in by Creed brothers. I like the Creed brothers. Not crazy about their ring attire, but I do like the fact it matches. And I like the fact it's very distinctive as well. I think I would just prefer it if it was grey, though. If it was grey with just the logo on the front, I think that would look better rather than that, like, I think it's got, like, little diamonds all over it. Nice. Good work by Aichner. Aichner with a forward roll. What job did the frog have at the hotel? He was a bellhop. Robin said, these are my two favourite factions in WWE. Taboy said, I want to buy more lilies. I only got one, and if I buy more, they'll see it's successful and keep the gimmick. Your one won't make any difference, bud. I think what you should do is send the other one that you've got back with a note saying, I just wanted to let you know that I love this gimmick. Please keep it. Do that. So get a refund on the one you've got, but it's not really a refund because what you're actually doing is you're sending a note saying, I really like this gimmick. Please keep it. And actually, you could send another note by sending back all of your other Alexa Bliss stuff. Send back any T-shirts you've got, any hats or anything. Just get refunds on them all. But don't worry, you're not getting, like, you're not sending the wrong message because you're sending a note with it saying, please keep this, pass this to Vince. That's how you could get a note to Vince. Genius. If you want to get a note to Vince, then send back all your Alexa Bliss stuff and pop little notes in saying, please give this to Vince. And one of them will make it to him, I'm sure. One of them will. I got you, mate. I got you. Do you think AEW needs CM Punk? I don't think they need CM Punk. I think they greatly benefit by having CM Punk. But I don't think they need him. If they didn't have him, I don't think they'd be closing down or anything. I got Lily, a Charlie doll, a Lily Jack in the Box. There you go. Then, mate, that's 3 notes that you could get to Vince McMahon. Good work by Bartel. 1, 2, kick out. 6-man tag this is. It's a good way to start this show. Hard hitting as well. Gunther. The universe aren't doing any favors. Pick up and slam. He's looking smaller, isn't he? I mean, they've clearly asked him to like lose some weight and tone up. I kind of miss his size a little bit. He always had a little bit like of weight to him, and he's lost quite a bit of weight. It's still Volta to me. Oh, I wanted more Gunther. Massive Volta chance. There are massive Volta chance, yes. Clothesline by Roderick Strong. Big chop coming in by Roderick Strong as well. Round the back. Oh, back breaker. Forearm strike by Roderick Strong. Look at these elbows coming in by Roderick Strong against the ropes. Just colliding into Aichner. Big clothesline by Gunther. He's got it actually written on the back of his tights now. They're going to chant Volta every time he goes in. I can see it sticking with him for a little while. He still looks good. Oh, he still looks good. Can't wait to see Pac back on Dynamite. I never want to take a backbreaker from Roderick Strong. I'm sure Volta is more healthy now. Oh, yeah, definitely. He's someone that looks... I mean, he looks good if you had never seen him before, but I'm so used to him having more of a size and being even more imposing. He's kind of lost weight and he's toning, but he's not built muscle. He's not he's not Brock. So he's lost some size and he's not been able to replace it with like muscle. He's lost some fat and he hasn't replaced it with muscle. It's not a knock of him because that takes a long time to do. Losing weight is one thing, but like building muscle, is a long process, and I'm sure that's something he's in the process of doing. But yeah, at the moment, I've seen him bigger. I've seen him more imposing than when he looks at the moment. Just wanted to let you know that I've broken a rib, says Adam. How did you do that, Adam? How did you break a rib? How did you manage to do that, bud? The crowd are trying to convince WWE to revert the name. I hope they listen. They 1,000,000% will not listen. Well, they won't change it back because this is money. Like they can make money from doing this. So yeah, they won't change it back. Days, could you see Pac turning on Penta tomorrow and joining the House of Black? I think he'd be a great addition. I think he'd be a great addition. I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow, though. We've got a commercial break. Yeah, I'm at commercial break as well at the moment. Why did the restaurant hire a pig? He was good at bacon. He was good at bacon. Oh, bacon. Got you. In college, I joined a rugby team. That'll do it. If you want to break a rib, that'll do it. As they need a quick replacement. And in my third game, I broke the rib after a dangerous tackle. Ooh. Legend Killer, shout out to you, dudes. NXT 2.0 is dog water. It feels generic, nothing exciting. I do like Bron Breakker. He looks like a future star. I think they've got a few things, right? I think that I like Imperium, and I like Diamond Mine. I like Ivy Niall. Creed Brothers think are fine. This match is fine. It's not a bad open. It's all right. But I like Imperium. I like Bron Breakker. Definitely got potential there. I like Von Wagner with Malcolm Bivens. I'm very interested to see how that's going to develop. Wendy Chu, I'm not sure I'm going to be crazy into, to be honest. I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on her, but I don't think I'm going to be into it. But it's got a few things going for it. Kick out by Bartel. Creed Brothers slapping each other around the face, trying to get each other fired up. Boom, slam down. 1, 2. That was Brutus. Gut wrench on, slammed on top of Bartel. I like NXT 2.0, but I do miss Black and Gold. I think the long-term plan is for Pac to join the House of Black, but I believe Black will face Pac at Revolution, or a third member will be announced. And then they do House of Black against Lucha Bros and Pac. God. It's a lot in it. Pac, House of Black, Lucha Bros. In comes Gunther and Roderick Strong. Big chop there by Roderick Strong. And again, Gunther grabbing Roderick Strong. Look at these knee strike to the midsection. Gunther picks up Strong on his feet. Knee strike. Nice. Goes for another big chop. Ah, big boot. And the big man goes down. Julia Hart turns soon, surely. She is now acting completely different. Into the ring steps. We got fighting on the outside. Big boot. One of the Creeds goes down. The other Creed coming round. Charges into Aichner. Brutus in there. Brutus has gone into a sleeper hold with Gunther. Brutus, the bigger one, is still no match for Gunther. Nice throw, though. Against the ropes. Oh, man, that was horrific. That chop was horrific. He's looking for a net breaker. Ah, oh, big chop. Gunther going to work on Brutus. Ah. 1, 2, 3. And he gets it. Good. Good. I'm glad that he won. That's it. Gunther wins. Love that Gunther just dominated him. Imperium wins. Really good opening match, says Robin. I like NXT more than AEW, says Shannon. I think it's good, solid wrestling with simple stories. AEW just gets a bit ridiculous. I only care about the ex-WWE guys like Punk and Danielson and MJF. Posing in the entranceway. That's big win, that is, though, for Imperium, beating Diamond Mine. Here's LA Knight. There's Gacy and Haaland. I can help you grow and move on. LA Knight's a very, very good talker. Just looking at Haaland there, though. I don't know. Just kind of stood there and took that. I don't know if that would have been better if Haaland hadn't have been there. LA Knight, Haaland, and Gacy. Days, Vince is turning 80 in 3 years. At what point is it time to slow down and give someone else charge of creative? I don't think he will. I don't know if he will. Bruce Pritchard says that he expects him to still be going till the day he dies. So, I don't know that he will, to be honest. There's a lot of free agents like Keith Lee, Cross, and Ember whose 90 days are up tomorrow. Could we see a surprise debut on Dynamite? Maybe. That's interesting. I didn't know that 90 days were up tomorrow. Have you seen Aaliyah 317 is on WWE? I have, yeah. I want to get one of those. We just saw Toxic Attraction. They are coming up next. Obviously, Mandy Rose, the current women's champion, and her two friends, Gigi and Jacey Jayne, are the current tag champs, lady tag champs. So we've got that coming up next. Days, Otis and Doudrop would be a great couple. That would be a good romance, says Ansel. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. What is your favourite John Candy movie? Planes, Trains, Automobiles, or Uncle Buck? Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings. Days, my 90 days. Oh, Miss Clown, did you answer my question? I don't look in the chat. Did you answer my question? How often do you work the guns? Do you do that every day? It can't be every day, can it? Must be every other day. Or like 3 times a week. It looks to me like that is... If you haven't seen, Miss Clown is jacked. Sent in a video over on the Wrestling Escape Pod. We've known this for a long time. Miss Clown 1 is no stranger to the gym. So, how often? How often is it? I want to know. I want to get guns like Miss Clown 1. You ignore my comments. I don't look at the comments, Austin. I never see the chat. So I'm never actually looking at the chat. It's mainly because I've got so many video clips and audio clips that I have to try and find a way of fitting into the show. My thought process is either what I'm talking about or, right, what do I need to go to next? Actually looking at the chat doesn't feature for me. Days is pulling a Thunder Rosa on Miss Clown. What does that mean? People usually work each body part twice a week. Maybe it is. Maybe it's twice a week. We're going to find out. We're going to find out together. Miss Clown looks great. He does look great. Said there will be a debut tomorrow. He doesn't know. I don't know who that Lewis Stangor is. I don't know who that is. There'll be a debut. Would you like someone like Keith Lee in AEW? Don't mind. I don't mind. It doesn't. I don't feel like I necessarily need anyone coming into AEW. I feel like they've got enough and they can just work with what they've got, to be honest. But if Keith Lee comes in, that'd be fine. That'd be cool. Days, it's because you ignored Thunder Rosa. Oh yeah, I just didn't see her. I didn't see her. I think I was. You know what it's like when I get on the subject. Sometimes I don't see. So I think like I managed to catch. I don't know if it was her or her husband that was like, tell Days I stopped by. I'm like, sorry. Friend of the channel. It's fine. It's official. Days doesn't care about us. Oh, thank you. I mean, I've only been saying that for about 3 years. I mean, come on. I don't know why is it only official now? It's official. Days doesn't care about us. He doesn't even look at the chat. Thank you. This is what I've been saying. Jesus. Right, we are back from commercial break. We just seeing a advert for WrestleMania. 60 days. I do like the countdown. I do love the countdown. We are on the road to WrestleMania. I am being ignored, aren't I? I am being ignored. I asked a perfectly innocent question. How often? I wasn't joking. I want to know. Next 2 weeks, they're live on Sci-Fi. Vengeance Day in 2 weeks. So they're going to be on Sci-Fi. Oh, I don't know what that's what's that going to do to the ratings? I can't imagine it helping. Here he is. Days. At the moment, I do 5 days a week, but arms are a few days. I do change it up often, but it's not good to do it too much. They do need time to rest and grow. 5 days a week? Working 5 days a week? Arms a few days a week. Change it up. They need time to rest and grow. Wow. See, I feel like I could do that. I feel like, you know, can't be long, can it? What, half an hour? Twice a week? Should be able to find an hour a week. I need the Miss Clown schedule. That's what I need. That's what I need. It's nice. 6 days a week sounds like you need to train each muscle group twice a week, but when you're an advanced lifter, you can do less. I train 6 days a week. Oh my God. Guys, right now I train 0 days a week, and I'm looking to improve that. I'm hoping to see if I can find a way of taking that next step from 0 days a week. Right, here's they're doing a promo. We're going to put the tag titles on the line. Indi and Persia. Okay. Who's coming out? I don't know anyone's music now. Oh, Kaylee Ray. Scottish flag. Kaylee Ray. Time for you to give me that title match that I want. Mandy says, how about no? I thought you might say that. Put the bat down. She puts the bat down. That was easy. That was easy. Put the bat down. Okay. Do you have any fond memories of the Thunderdome or empty arena, or is it an area you don't have any interest rewatching it? I don't. I mean, there might have been something. I mean, I feel like the empty performance center was better than the Thunderdome, to be honest. But we did get SummerSlam, and I think that was Thunderdome. SummerSlam 2020. SummerSlam 2020, I think, was actually really good. Really good. I think we got 2 Asuka matches. And the return of Roman. So, SummerSlam 2020, that was Thunderdome. So, I would revisit that. I was really high on that show. But no, I mean, by and large, it was a dark time. Every single one of you men wish that you could be with... Yeah, Kaylee Ray says, are you done? I think she said I won the bikini championship, and there's a chant of "you deserve it" from the chat, from the crowd. You deserve it. If this was the old school crowd, I'm sure they'd be chanting Mandy's Ratchet. Otis gets a mention. Mandy's Ratchet. What's a fugazi? What's a fugazi? What's a fugazi? I don't know what a fugazi is. Sounds like a sofa. Let me be transparent with you. I think she's insane. I think she's insane. Slap by Kaylee Ray. Mandy Rose goes down. Kaylee Ray gets the bat. Oh, there we go. Up next, Cora Jade against Raquel Gonzalez. Fugazi is fake. Fugazi. I've never heard of that before in my life. Fugazi. All of you Fugazi. Interesting. Thank you. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. I hope when Mandy returns to the main roster, it's not another flop. She's going to learn that I have what it takes. So Cora Jade is competing with Raquel Gonzalez to prove that she is good enough to be her tag partner. That's what it is. Guys, back to you. Enzo Mori used to call people fugazis. I honestly don't remember that. Here's Raquel. She looks a bit different. She changed her hair a little bit or something. Like your Rolex watch is a fugazi. Fugazi. People might have been saying that to me for years, and I wouldn't have a flipping clue. I'd be like, thank you. Oh, that sounds posh. Your Rolex watch is fugazi. I'd be like, well, first of all, I don't have one. Second of all, thank you. Yes, it is quite expensive. Days, I'm friends with an ice cream truck driver. Would you like fitness advice from him? From an ice cream truck driver? I don't know. Is he swole? Is he big swole? Is he like big swole? If he's big swole, then yeah. But without seeing him, I don't know. What do you think of this different look? Well, I was trying to figure out if it was a different look, first of all. I don't think it's too drastic of a different look, but I think it feels better. Like, I wasn't really into her coming out on the bike. And, like, I don't know, she looks a bit softer. I don't mind that. She, like, I don't know, she looks a bit more feminine, dare I say. She's kind of got like her hair seems a bit more like it's got volume in it, a bit more bounce to it. Different kind of attire. It just feels, I don't know, a bit softer than when she was like coming out on a bike and leathers and like, you know, all that kind of stuff. I think she was wearing a lot of PVC or something, wasn't she, before? Whereas now she's got like, I don't know, it feels like, as I said, a bit more feminine maybe. Which is like a super sexist thing to say, but I just can't find a better way of describing it. But I like it. It's good. I think it's mainly that her hair's not in a ponytail. Well, she used to wear like, didn't she wear like a PVC kind of top? I seem to remember having a lot of PVC, a lot of leather, a lot of stuff like that. And this seems to be more fabrics that she's wearing now. And it seems a bit softer. I'll have a look when we go back. How is fiddling with the box going? Have you used it in a stream yet? I have not even opened it out of this box yet. So far, it is still sealed with its seal and everything. So I mean, I've definitely looked at it. I've definitely had a little look. And I've gone, yeah. So I'm very confident. You know, I definitely think over the next few weeks, this could be getting opened. We could be doing a live unboxing where I literally open it and go, and then pop it back down again. Bring out the Gimp mask. Her red gear was horrible. Yes, that one. Horrible. Days, I gave you fitness advice earlier, but it was a long comment. Message me on Twitter if you want to know what I said. Oh, mystery. Mystery. I sent a comment earlier. If you want to know what I said, send me a message. Subscribe to my newsletter. Appreciate it, bud. Right, half an hour into this show. It's all right. It's all right. It's better. It's better. It's definitely better. Are you deaf? Kaylee Ray does not deserve a title opportunity. Please, get out of here. I'll be back for you soon. She's kidnapped Gigi and Jacey Jayne. That's kind of fun. And another kidnapping in NXT. We've had a lot of kidnappings, but that one was done quite well. Right, Cora Jade against Raquel Gonzalez. Days, I'll DM you right now. Feel free to look whenever. Thank you. Argentina beat Colombia 1-0. I'd probably expect that. Yeah, her hair seems different. Yeah, her hair. The top's better as well, in it. White with like those little diamonds. Her hair looks great, actually. She looks a lot better. I like it. Cora Jade charging into Raquel Gonzalez. Cora Jade goes down. Did you bring me out here to waste my time? Clothesline, Cora Jade goes down. Kick by Cora Jade. Drop kick. Cal Gonzalez goes over to the corner. Cora Jade charging over. Forearm strike. I know how you feel. I was at the point where I first started, but once you get used to it, you'll be comfortable and more confident. Up to you if you decide to go into it. Does she still have a 28-year-old face? I think she does. Cora Jade's face, to me, looks older than her body. Her body looks kind of small. But then saying that, she's got tattoos all over her arm. She does. I don't look at her and see like a 16 or 17-year-old. I think she's about 21, isn't she? Yeah, I don't know. Just can't get into Cora Jade. Her hair and top hat are different, says Brads. Right, here we go. Raquel Gonzalez got Cora Jade. Plants her down. 1, 2. Kick out by Cora Jade. She looks like a college freshman, says Dizzle Dog. Middle of the ring. Suplex by Raquel. 1, 2. She's trying to power out of it. You wouldn't say that to her face. I don't know when it would come up. If she said, how old do you think I am? I'd say about 28. I'd say I'm not sure. I reckon you're in your 20s. Late 20s, 28. She'd go, I'm 21. And be like, oh, you look a bit older in the face, to be honest. I would 100% say that to her. But we would have to be having that conversation, which is a very weird conversation to be having. Why is it a bad idea to iron your 4-leaf clover? You shouldn't press your luck. I would pay good money for this crowd to shut up. Cora Jade gets put in the corner. 40 minutes into NXT so far. Slap coming in by Cora Jade. Kick coming in by Cora Jade. Cow. Into a Black Widow. Why is the screen gone black? Why did the screen go black? Was there a nip slip or something? Why did the screen go black then? I don't know if that was an outage or if there was a actual something they needed to block, maybe? And again, look. And again, what's happening? What's happening? Why is that happening? Got into the corner, and again, how are you meant to watch this match? Is that how they're gonna present Cora Jade this way now? Yeah, well, you don't get to watch her. We're just gonna show you. You're just gonna hear about her. I don't know if it's the top or I don't know. I don't know if this is on. I don't know if there's a delay or if there's a. But I don't know what's happening. Or if it is literally unrelated and it's just technical problems. She seems to be talking to her. Raquel just said something. Head scissor takedown. Intaguri. Cal Gonzalez has got Cora Jade. Power bombs are down. 1, 2, 3. She does mess with the top there, Raquel Gonzalez. I don't know if it's related. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a wardrobe malfunction. Might be, but I mean, it happened a lot of times. It's got to be. It's got to be that. It is Gonzalez's top. Right, she goes over. She grabs Cora Jade. And she accepts that she's going to be her partner. '21 was my first year, but everything didn't go as planned. At one point, I wanted to give up, but at that time, I found my grandma's necklace. Yay! I thought I should never give up. She's coming back with a new passion and energy and necklace. Oh, I wish she came out with a grandma. That'd be amazing. They blacked out Nip Slip. Damn you, NXT. Why would they fight just to be in it? Why would she want to hurt Cora? Don't they want to be 100%? Well, I don't think she wanted to hurt her. I think she just wanted to beat her. Just wanted to, like... She wanted Cora to show that she could, like, hang. I don't think they were, like, necessarily desperately trying to hurt each other and incapacitate each other. I think they were just both trying to win that match. I thought it had some alright moments. Problem was with the black screen, like, just kind of took you out of it. LeRae is never gonna survive on the main roster. She's got a necklace. Thank you. So now that she's got a necklace, I think you'll find that she can do anything. I expect her to beat Bron Breakker when she comes back. Right, we are at commercial break. Shola said Vince might be getting angry right now. I'm pretty sure that Vince gets angry all the time. Right, I don't know. What else have we got coming up? So, we've had Cora Jade against Raquel Gonzalez. Let's have a look at NXT. Bron Breakker and Tommaso against Legado del Fantasma. I think that's going to be our main event. LA Knight against Joe Gacy. We've still got that match to come. We've already had Cora Jade and obviously Imperium. So we've got those two matches still to come. And it might be quite interesting. Dolph might make an appearance. We'll have to wait and see. When are we going to see Daze the Haze in the ring? When are we going to see Daze the Haze? Next year's WrestleMania. Vince and Bruce are loving creating this Saray gimmick. Absolutely. Daniel said, Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that the women that competed in the women's Rumble match said it was a mess. The morale was already low. It was called Complete Chaos by one talent. Yeah, I've heard these reports and about like people being unhappy backstage. But I do think the plans kept changing. I mean, what we heard was they didn't know if Ronda was going to be in it or not. So they didn't know if Ronda was going to be involved or not be involved. I think plans kept changing. And I think some of the legends probably would have liked a bit longer. But, yeah, I mean, who cares, to be honest. I thought the women's Rumble was good. I could understand the men being a little bit off, but I think the women's Rumble was good. Gonzalez is a big woman. That top was too small. Right, we're seeing Pete Dunne with the cricket bat. From last week when he smacked Tony's hand. Okay. I think they're trying to make Pete Dunne more what he was. Steel cage. Let's settle it where it started. Inside a steel cage. Yes, Saray's here. I thought I was going to have to wait. I didn't realise she was coming up now. Go on, Saray. Looks like she's going on American Idol or something. Walking through some fog. She's wearing like a schoolgirl outfit. And then she walked into the magic fog. And when she came out, she's in ring gear. I don't know what the flip's going on. Right, here is Saray. Saray versus Kayla Inlay. Saray versus Inlay. She does look a bit different, doesn't she, Saray? Why does she look so different? Inlay's not impressed by Saray. Saray's going to wrestle with that necklace on. She looks different, doesn't she? I don't know what she's changed. Is it her hair again, or all the women changing their hair? She's got a bit of, like, silver sprayed on the... Oh, and a bit of purple. It's like that show from back in the day. Stars in Their Eyes. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be... Elton John, and then he walks through into the fog, and then seconds later walks back out as Elton John. Bum 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 ba da da da. I remember when rock was young, me and Susie had so much fun. Yeah, that was it's called Stars in Their Eyes. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Miley Cyrus. Go and be Miley Cyrus. Walks into the smoke, comes out a second later. I came in like a wrecking ball. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be sorry. Sarray goes down, middle of the ring, 1, 2. Shoulder up by Sarray. It's a yes from me, says Mouldy. Is it just me, or does Cora Jade and the purple wrestler look the same? Mackenzie Mitchell reporting live. We're going over now live to Mackenzie Mitchell. Saying that Kaylee Ray has returned. Thank you, Mackenzie. That's a live developing story that we've got right now on NXT. Sarray. Forearm strike. And again. One more for the Rhodes. Against the ropes goes Inlay and Sarray. Roll through. Double stomp. Against the ropes goes Sarray. Missile dropkick. Oh. God, that was brutal. She's done them before. Very Thunder Rosa-esque, the way she lays those in. Nice suplex by Sarray. 1, 2, 3. Sarray wins. I don't like her pin. She kind of grabs them by the head and by the leg, but by doing the head thing, she kind of inadvertently is lifting their shoulders up. Silly Sarray. Oh, God, man. That drop kick's brutal. Guys, it's all down to that necklace. All down to that necklace. She looks different. She really does look different. Brian Kendrick managed to find a new home 45 minutes from being released. Ollie J is twerking on IG Live right now. Great. Brian Kendrick scheduled for a match with Jon Moxley tomorrow. Just released some AEW tomorrow night. Jon Moxley against Brian Kendrick. The Brian Kendrick. It's a weird pickup. I mean, I suppose he could be good behind the scenes training and all that stuff. But I don't think he's going to bring much to the show. Don't know. I think that's a bit of a weird one, but I suppose if he's doing behind the scenes stuff, that's a good pickup. Is she going to go back to being a school kid now? I hope so. Carmelo Hayes is next. Carmelo Hayes making his way out to the ring. 55 minutes gone so far. He's cutting his hair again. He loves it. He loves it. A Duke Hudson Manscape ad. Nice. Sarray wins. Raw did 2 million in the first hour. What? Did it? That's good, isn't it? That's the Royal Rumble effect. Third hour did 1.6. Nearly 500,000 dipped. That's the biggest gap in WWE history for Raw. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they did a very good job of... We didn't know what the main event was going to be. I think, Ronda is not a bad draw. I think interest really high because of the Rumble. As soon as you got your Brock segment, I think that was a big thing people were looking for. And then the next thing was Ronda, but people ain't going to stick around for 3 hours just for Ronda. I think that's good. That's really good. 2 million for that first hour is really good. I mean, they've been bobbing about 1.5, so that must have averaged out at, what, 1.75? It's not bad. It's all right. I'm falling asleep at this show, said Hammer Studios. Brian Kendrick is all elite. I prefer him wrestling and then doing backstage stuff. I still blame him for bringing Eva Marie to our lives. Don't blame him for that, because he didn't bring her to our lives. He trained her and tried to make her better. So don't hold that against him. Just have it whereby I think he needs to be seen as someone that tried to do the right thing, but do you know what I mean? Sometimes, I mean, there's lots of sayings going in my head at the moment, and I can't find the right one to use that's PG. You can't polish a poop. Let's put it that way. And he tried to. And God bless him for that, but he failed. Brian was okay back in the day, but to be honest, no one's cared about him in a decade. Don't start praising him as a great acquisition just because he's gone to AEW. That is fake BS. Yeah, I don't really get it. Again, backstage, I think he's a good addition. And I think he's someone that coaching-wise could bring, could be really useful for them, and that's great. But I'm not interested in seeing him wrestle. He trained her, and it kept her around. But she might have stayed anyway. I don't think they kept her around. I don't think he said, I don't think he went up to them and went, I can save her. I can make this work. And they were like, are you sure, Brian? It's like, yes, I believe in myself. And they're like, okay, Brian, we were just about to let her go. But if you think that you can get something out of her, we'll keep her around. I think she was staying anyway. I really do. I think if he hadn't trained her, they would have got someone else to have done it. And he tried. If you want to hate on him for that, that's fine. But Anna, I don't think it was his fault. I really don't think it was his fault. The blame lies with Eva. Never lose focus that it's Eva that we blame the most. And then after that, Vince. And then after that, Eva's mom. Here's Bron Breakker. Here's Tommaso Ciampa. What? The mountaintop is a very lonely place. Respect. Let's just say I want to make sure Bron Breakker remains NXT champ. Let's kick some ass. Let's do it. Okay, there we go. Bron Breakker. Carmelo Hayes making his way to the ring. Hashtag blame Kendrick. Carmelo Hayes. I miss Eva Marie. Well, why don't you give her a call, Austin? Why don't you give her a call? Why don't you watch Rubbish Championship Wrestling? Because I'm sure she's probably competing there. RC Dub. RC Dub. RC Dub. I don't even know if it exists. Apologies if it does exist. Days Thursday, I'm going to try and plan on making a painting with my oil paints and then make a video. Oh my God, can you do a painting of Tommy? Please. Please. And can you purposely make it bad? Please. Can you make it bad? And then I can say to Tommy, oh my God, we've got an amazing picture. And then we'll all be like, that is so good. That is just like, and he'll be the only one looking at it going, it doesn't look anything like me. I'm like, no, you can see it in the eyes. It looks amazing. And she's managed to capture your mouth really well. It's really good, that is. And everyone in the chat will be like, yeah, this is amazing. Tommy will be like, I'm begging, Sammy. Do one of Tommy and make it bad. Right, we've got Carmelo Hayes and we got Mr. Bout It. Days just tweeted you Fightful's tweet about Volta. Who's Volta? Commentary said Volta changed his name because Gunther is the name of his grandfather. At least they tried to give us a kayfabe reason for the name change. I don't know if that's true. Didn't he say he was changing because Volta was his grandfather's name? Perhaps Gunther's his other grandfather? He spoke about how he wanted to move away from the Volta name because that was his family name. I'm sure he said it was his grandfather's name as well. And now he's saying Gunther's his grandfather's name. I mean, you can have more than one grandfather, but I'm just saying. Just saying. I'm not good at realistic painting, so I'm going to try. It'll be good practice. Don't make it good. I want it to be rubbish. You've got to make it purposely rubbish. Cameron Grimes has come out. I could be wrong. They don't know what they're chanting. That has not worked at all. Mellow? What did he say? Mellow don't miss and chicken ain't easy. Did he say chicken ain't easy? It's pretty easy. It ain't hard to do chicken. Suppose it depends what you're doing with it. Oh, did he say tricking ain't easy? Perhaps he said tricking. I thought he said chicken. So he compares them to SpongeBob and Squidward. Don't you bring up Ollie J. Yeah, please don't bring up Ollie J. Please don't bring up Ollie J. Tricking ain't easy. Just do a bad one and then have a proper one for backup. Yes. Am I fighting you or am I fighting you? Who's he fighting? Mr. To the Moon? I'm going to put it like this. And this is all it's going to be. I'm going to shoot for the moon and take the stars as casualties. It's a nice line. That's a nice line. Walks away. Cameron Grimes. Hey, Mello. At Vengeance Day, it's funny you talk about stars. It's just going to be a one-star match. Well, that's not a very good advert, is it? Well, I'll tell you what, at Vengeance Day, we're going to have a one-star match. But that one star is going to the moon. Oh, these two. Idris. I keep forgetting his name. Inofe. It's a nice name as well. Idris. It's like Idris Elba. Idris Inofe and Malik Blade. I wish they had a tag team name. Don't simp over Mandy Rose. Inofe and Blades. They could call themselves the Inofe Runners, because Blade Runners has already been taken. So go with Inofe Runners. Kaylee Ray and Mandy Rose are fighting in the locker room. He's a perv? This dude's a perv? No, his boobs are like all going. His boobs are in perv mode. Let's go after them. Perv mode just got activated. Is that how you tell when a dude's in perv mode? His boobs start going. LA Knight's here. LA Knight, I need a minute indeed, says Zoom Station. NXT's gone perv mode. LA Knight. LA Knight. LA Knight. LA Knight against Gacy. Halftime scores. Everybody get your halftime scores. What do you think it is, the halftime scores? Are you happy or you sad? Halftime scores. Everybody, what's your halftime scores? Let me know it's the halftime scores. Are you happy or you sad? Halftime score. Fire him in. 4, 6, 6.5. I wish Zendaya would fall into my arms like that. 6.5, 6.5, 5.75. John, 665. John, Ollie J is NXT 2.0 out of 10. 2.0 out of 10, very good. NXT 2.0 out of 10. Mid, Justin, Hollywood, John. Just lots of shouting in the chat tonight. Days, did you know that John doesn't like Zendaya? I didn't know that. I did know that Zendaya doesn't like John, though. I saw an interview with her the other day. She called him a creep. Apparently, she says that Undisputed Era were drastically overrated. And John makes her want to vomit. So, I don't know. I don't know how much truth was into that. It might be fake news. But I think it's 100% true. Just named the tag team Perv Mode. Perv Mode. Perv Mode are here. Perv Mode. 6.56. Days, why do you hate Bad Bunny? He's a massive star who is a huge fan of wrestling and is damn good at it. I actually admire him. Him being a massive star is irrelevant to him being in a ring. Him being a huge fan of wrestling is irrelevant to him being in a ring. Him being damn good at wrestling, I've got no evidence of. He can do a Canadian destroyer, and he can do a few moves. I reckon that I could teach you how to do those moves in a week. You give me a wrestling ring, give me 2 people, I can show you how to do those moves in a week. So, what's he damn good at? What's he damn good at? He's got no right being in that ring. He is bringing shame onto wrestling. If he was a fan of wrestling, like he claims to be, then he would be putting the wrestlers over. He would be intimidated by the wrestlers. Yeah? He would be actually putting them over. That's what you do. You put people over. He would be giving, you know, check me out, guys. I'm really cool, but even I'm scared of these guys. Look at these guys. Not stand there opposite Brock Lesnar going, you know, no wonder Brock Lesnar's laughing in his face. Brock Lesnar should have slapped the taste out of his mouth. I don't want to talk about it. He sucks. Doesn't matter about his music. I don't care about his music. His music might be the greatest music you've ever heard. It might make angels cry. I don't know. It doesn't mean he belongs in a wrestling ring. Yeah, him being a fan of wrestling makes no difference whatsoever. I don't care that he's a fan of wrestling. All of you are fans of wrestling. No offense. I don't want to see all of you at WrestleMania, right? Don't matter that he's a fan of wrestling. If he was a real fan of wrestling, a real fan, then he would put the wrestlers over. Then he would put the wrestlers over, and he would actually not be making them look like idiots. Didn't he do a flipping Canadian destroyer to Riddle, who's been in the UFC? I thought I could ignore it, I thought, it's all right, we'll just answer this one question quickly, and I can't because it cuts to my core. My very core. Goes through all my filters. Ain't got none. And I do think that's a bad habit. I was talking about that on the web. I do think that's something I need to learn to control. We're back at NXT. Johnny won't see this. This will go on too long, says Austin. No, it won't. I've stopped myself. I'm trying. I'm trying to be better. I am trying, guys. I am trying. I object. I want to see Austin 316 in wrestling. Austin 316 against Aaliyah 317. That's what I want. Give me what I want. Austin 316 against Brock Lesnar. That's what I want. And Gunther. That's what I want. I could read these follow-up Bad Bunny comments. I'm not going to, because I do not want to get stuck on this conversation again. And I will. I will. You all know me. You know I will. Against the ropes goes LA Knight. Swinging net breaker by LA Knight. Kicks coming in by LA Knight. Gacy down in the corner. As LA Knight is stomping away. LA Knight running over. I loved LA Knight earlier with what he was saying when he was backstage with Haaland and Gacy. I like him backstage. When he's in like locker rooms and in the corridors. When he's doing like just standing there doing an interview. That's one thing, but I do miss wrestlers being in those kind of environments. When we're backstage, we tend to just be in that kind of, where all the trunks are and things. Where the travel boxes are. Just by the gorilla position. Like, we tend to be there. I want to be in a locker room. Not because I'm a perv, but just because I think it's a different setting and it looks better. Like, I kind of like it when they go into the locker room here. I definitely think it looks better. And we were watching Royal Rumble 92. They go into the locker rooms. And it looked really cool. I think that's something Raw and SmackDown could do. Even if they've got a fake set that kind of travels around with them. That's just a fake locker room set. That would be cool, man. And then Mattel could make one for the figures. That'd be amazing. Gacy in control. Do you think Kendrick got out of his contracts? He wanted to wrestle, but WWE thought he was too old. He's 43 and a little bit small. Maybe. I genuinely don't know. I don't know if maybe he felt that he had a bit more to give, or perhaps he just is just really not into the changes with NXT, or perhaps he's just been looking at AEW for a while, or I just don't know. I really don't know. Knee strike to the midsection there by Gacy. Strike coming in by Gacy as well. Strikes coming in by LA Knight. Kick coming in by Gacy. LA Knight over in the corner. Kick coming in. I thought of what we saw of Cora Jade was decent this week in that first match. Or it wasn't the first. I think it was the second match, actually. The first match with Imperium was quite good. I think some of the in-ring we've had this week's been all right. I actually thought that Raw was just a little better than what we've had in recent weeks. And I definitely think this NXT is better as well. I'm actually quite surprised it's almost nearly 20 minutes past. Against ropes goes LA Knight. Elbow drop. Well, that was a pretty short rant. It was long, but it was shorter than I thought it would be, says Hammer Studios. Maybe this is a brand new world that I'm going to venture into. That dude. The Indian dude. Grayson Waller. Is it Sarav? Sarav? Grayson Waller attacking LA Knight. LA Knight going to struggle to get back into the ring here. 10. No. 8. 9. Ain't going to do it. Ooh, he did it. Clothesline by Gacy. 1, 2, 3. And he loses. Why did he just get counted out? Why didn't he just get counted out? Instead, he's been pinned. I still don't know his name. Is it Sarav? Did you see the Briscoes were the first inductees into the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame? I didn't. No, that's good. I heard there's 4 that are going in, is it? To the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. Briscoes as first inductees is interesting, isn't it? I own NXT, said Grayson Waller. And there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah! I like this Sarav guy. He looks great. He looks great, doesn't he? In that suit, he looks awesome. Sarav, or if that's his name, right? Sanga, is it? Sorry, Sanga. I've had it in my head as Sarav. Sanga, he is, he seems to be acting like a monster better than a Moss does. Like, his facials are brilliant. And, like, the way he, like, fixes his suit and goes back into position. Really good. Sanga. Gotta try and remember that. Wendy Chu against Amari Miller and that Tiffany woman watching on. I thought Kari Silken was going to be the first in Ring of Honor. Days, bring Kier on a stream. I know she'll take up the whole screen, but I want to see her. I can't get her down here, dude. She's upstairs. And she can't get down the stairs. And I can't carry her. She's fat. She's really fat. 50 kg fat. She would take up the screen as well. Wendy Chu coming up. Yep. 40 minutes left to go. Songa. That's the best they can do. Is it Song? It's Sanga, is it? Sanga. Rings a bell because it makes me think of Sanka. Sanka, you're dead. Yeah, man. And his lucky egg. Love that film. When will we see Lash Legend? I don't know. I mean, I'm not in a rush. But I don't know. We've seen her compete before, haven't we? Oh, I'm sure she's had a match. But if they ain't got nothing for her, then keep her away. Keep her on. What, is she doing like 205 Live, is she? I don't even know what's on that show now. I don't know who competes on 205 Live anymore. Sanga, like having a Sanga for lunch. No idea what that is. I've never heard of a sanga. I've never eaten a sanga. Cool Runnings is one of the best films ever. Totes. I thought Lash Legend would be featured more. She sucks. That segment sucked. Her talk show sucked. I actually think that's a good thing they've done, is move away from her and that talk show segment. Unless you made it a bit more interesting than the ones we got so far. Her having her own, again, you know how we were talking about, like a segment that's actually in the arena and it's got a proper backdrop and everything. That could be fun. She could be fine in doing that role. But the ones we got were just, there was nothing to them. Real question, with Raw's roster, AJ, Ray, Randy, Bibby, Riddle, and so on, the singles matches would be off the chart if everyone wanted gold, like the Attitude Era. Yeah. It'd be really good if wins and losses actually mattered. You know, people can have matches and lose them on Raw and it doesn't really matter. But, you know, we were talking earlier about rankings and everything. How amazing if all of those... It would be like the lightweight division in UFC. You know, where you've got, like, Poirier, Islam Makhachev, Gaethje, Oliveira, Conor. You know, you've got all of these fighters. Tony Ferguson, Khabib just retired. Like, the lightweight division was stacked. Still is. It could be a bit like that. So yeah, I agree. Where like wins and losses are mattering and people are battling to get to that number one contenders position. Friday, there's an advert here for SmackDown. Just seeing shots of WrestleMania and Ronda pointing at the sign and live this Friday on Fox 8/7 Central. Here's Robert Stone. It's Robert Stone with Von Wagner. I don't know why I was thinking Malcolm Bivens. But I really like these two together. I will gladly pay Von Wagner's fines repeatedly. Till he's the NXT champion. He could be the NXT champion. Imagine the belt on him. You could see it. And I like him being quiet as well. Like, who's going to stop him? No one. I mean, yeah, this works. No, don't talk. Don't talk. You don't need to talk. Amari Mill. Oh, we've seen this girl before. She should be with Kacy and Kayden. Amari Miller. Don't know much about this Amari Miller. I'll take you shopping. Anything you want on me. Okay. I sort of like this music. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's Wendy Chu. I feel like I'm watching theatre. I do feel like I'm watching theatre. I feel like I'm watching like a performance rather than a match. Wendy Chu is tired right now. I just don't get this. Look, she's... So she's... Just punch her in the head. I mean, she's on her leg. Just punch her in the head. Don't ask her to get off your leg. Nah. Her coming down with that music and everything is fine. But once the silliness goes into the match, it goes too far for me. She can absolutely wrestle. But the silly little moments she does during the match stop me from, like, enjoying her. Backslide onto Wendy Chu by Miller. Single leg drop kick. That's nice. Against the ropes. Let's go, Wendy. 1, 2. Let's go, Wendy. Marie, there's dueling chants. Takes her legs away from under her. Nice. Sent on by Amari Miller. Do you want to fight, girl? NXT is a background show for homework. What are we watching, said Zoom Station. I like her entrance music. I don't mind her wearing that attire if she wants to. Those shoes are actually wrestling boots that are covered by the looks of it. So it looks like she is wearing, like, wrestling, some kind of footwear under there. They're not slippers. She ain't wrestling in, like, actual slippers. So, I mean, I can live with the attire. Cartwheel into the side. And she can wrestle. I mean, she's very good with her execution. Lovely suplex. Northern Lights. And now a sleeper. Sleeper makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? For her finisher. Double knees by Amari. Wendy Chu down. Miller. 1, 2. Kick out by Chu. Here's Tiffany. Tiffany making her way down. Why is she giving her a credit card during the match? 1, 2. Distraction. Wendy Chu charging over. Strike. Amari goes down. 1, 2, 3. Damn it. I think Wendy Chu's got something, but just cut out the nonsense when the bell rings. Don't care if you want to come down in that and you want to pretend you're asleep before the match starts or do whatever you're doing. But as soon as that bell rings, let's get serious. And I don't know why Tiffany came down and gave her a flipping credit card during a match. Give me my card back. Wendy's got it. Wendy's got the card. Yeah, but you can't use it, Wendy, because you'll get done. It's on TV. You're on TV, Wendy. You'll get busted. Like, it's against the law. Dexter's here with Indi. Wow, Days turned off the comment section for his Tommy Toy Travels issues his challenge video to me. Why? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Perhaps, I don't know. I genuinely can't remember. Perhaps I just didn't want anyone to think it was real or start stirring any trouble or something. I don't know. Because I thought it was just a bit of fun. This dude's big, isn't he? Towering over Dexter. Why? Dexter looks about 12. Compared to this dude. How big is this dude? Non-verbal communication is sexy. Is she going to be there? He's talking about Kayden. Oh, that would have been good if they'd have panned away and Kayden was standing there staring at him. That could have been fun. Who's this dude? When your day ends, mine's just beginning. Marine. Grinding hard. Tommy would be into this. Flipping over tires. Oh, debuting. Grinding hard. Grinding hard. Grinding hard. Grinding. Next, what's his name? Mr. Grinding Hard Man. I thought that was Austin. I guess NXT is above the law now. Indi Hartwell used to feel like a big deal. Wendy Chu is over. Here we go. Big bosses of NXT making things a lot more complicated than they need to, just like the main roster. What are these segments, says Cosmo? Grinding hard. Grinding hard. You people better jump over to the main roster because it is new people now. I mean, main roster, Lita Ronda as well. As well, they better come quick and new people go to NXT 2.0. What? You people better jump to the main roster because it's new people now. Lita Ronda as well. They better come quick and that new people go to NXT 2.0. I don't get it. I don't get what you mean, Rachel. Grinding hard. Is that his name? Grinding hard? Yeah. Or Austin 316. Whatever you want to call him. Right, we are at commercial break, by the way. We've got 26 minutes. 26 minutes. 26 minutes. What the hell? I'm watching an advert here where there's two people in a restaurant that are making seal noises at each other, which I've never seen this advert before. Weird. Tonight's weird. His name is Draco Anthony. Oh. Draco Anthony. I think Draco would be better. I'm always suspicious of people that have got two first names. Draco and Anthony. Make your mind up. Make your mind up, Draco. What do you want me to call you, eh? I'm not calling you Draco Anthony. Draco. That's what he could be known as. If Vince gets a hold of him, he'll just be Draco. 25 minutes then, as we said, and we are just at commercial break. Draco Anthony coming up next. And then we've still got that tag team match between, and there's the overrun. Yes, John said then the 8-minute overrun, which I keep forgetting about. In my mind, it's 25 minutes and that's it. Such a weird advert that. Was you watching it as well, James? What was it? It's just two people in a restaurant. It was really distracting me. They were going, or whatever. I still don't even know what it was advertising. Seals? I don't know. Have you seen Brian Kendrick has been granted his release from WWE and making his AEW debut on Wednesday against Moxley? Yes. Someone needs to Ric Flair chop Mr. Grinding Hards. You leave Austin 316 alone. Grinding hard. Grinding hard. Here we go. Here we go. Going back to the wacky world that is NXT. Oh, hello. Who are you? We all come from somewhere. Yep. Nikita Lyons comes from the world of entertainment. She grew up in a van. Well, who's her dad? Who's her dad? Who's your dad? She doesn't seem to have a very powerful voice. Nikita Lyons is coming. Sarah is back to being a schoolgirl. Well done, Sarah. And the colour out of her hair has gone again as well. Who she wish that to? Her grandma or who? When I wear this necklace. I can do anything. Here's Dakota Kai. That necklace means a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Why is it just me, or is it all really quiet? What is going on with Dakota Kai, man? I have no idea what she was going on about, and then she goes and walks away. Jesus. Dakota Kai deserves better. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, brother. By the time you know when WrestleMania gets here, there will be a draft happening again, and you NXT people will go off an NXT 2.0. You'd better believe that. Very, very powerful words from Rachel there. Very powerful words. I felt it. I felt it straight up. I'm trying to change the text. Grinding hard versus Chase Man. There we go. Grinding hard against Chase Man. Dakota is just feuding with everyone. She doesn't have a storyline. The fans are confused. I mean, I feel like I've watched something this week. I don't know what I've watched, but I've definitely watched something. And it's definitely better than last week for me. I've enjoyed it more, believe it or not. So, every cloud. Chase going for the pin. And kick out. Who is the big guy that looked like an oversized Andrade in a suit who manhandled LA Knight? Wow, we think that was Sanga, am I told? He was the guy that, I think he used to be called Sarav, and he used to be in Indashir with Veer. Imagine them two now. People love Veer. So you get Veer over, then you can bring up Sanga, and boom. Look at that. Got the new Road Warriors. I believe WWE 2K22 roster reveal will happen every week of next month. How does Atako say grace? Let us pray. Nice. His name is Draco Anthony. I don't know if I like that name. Watch when he gets to the main roster, his name will just be Draco. LSW said NXT is so random now. One of the positives, though, is you never quite know what you're going to see. Which can make for some very entertaining viewing. Wep Gone Wild edition. That was you, that was. With your nipple out. Showing off your boob. I didn't want to see the comments for that last video, so we just ended on it. Legend Killer said, I'm looking forward to the CM Punk versus MJF on AEW Dynamite. It's going to be good. Got Chase University in the crowd cheering on Andre Chase. Chase U. Wonder how many fans are there compared to Full Sail. Feels less. I'll be stunned if it's the same. If it's the same amount, like if it turns out it's one of those kind of, actually, do you know there's the same amount of people there, I'd be stunned. Draco has got this Chase U flag and is waving it around. AG Game said, how is your day going? Mine is good. Ecuador is winning against Peru. If they win this, they are basically secured for the World Cup. That's cool. That's very cool. Draco standing on the flag. The disrespect. Andre Chase looking to charge over, and he drives Draco back into the corner. I'm surprised EO hasn't been called up. Put EO with Asuka and let them dominate. That'd be good. That'd be really good. And then bring back Kairi Sane. Even though I don't think she wants to come back, bring her back. Make her come back. EO, Asuka, Kairi Sane. I want it. Two, three. Call them the Triple Tails, but with a Z. How was your day? My day was all right. My day's been all right. I haven't done much, to be honest. I actually couldn't sleep. I was stayed awake until about 12 lunchtime. So our Raw stream finished at 4 in the morning. I was still awake by 12. I was still awake 8 hours later. Chase University, Chase Man wins. Well done, Chase Man. Damn it, just kidnap her if you have to. Totally. Mandy Rose. Taking some more. There's a cake, guys. There's a cake. There's Kaylee Ray. What's that? She didn't even... Pasta. Well, that's lunch ruined. And there's the cake. Well, the cake wasn't very satisfying, was it? She blocked it. Yeah, why did you block it, you idiot? Why are you doing this to me? That was feeble. Why are you doing... That was feeble. She blocked the cake. She got no cake on her. Why are you doing this to me? The cake missed. The cake was on target, but she put her hands up. The whole point of that is to get cake on the face. Cause maximum embarrassment. She didn't even sound bothered. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Legado against Bron Chomper. Why are you doing this to me? Do you know what? You could take that clip. You could take that clip and then, like, I'm sure you could use that as a GIF. Something happens, like if someone's bullying you, then you could just send that in the reply. Why are you doing this to me? If anyone is out there, you've got to get a clip of that. Cut it down so it's literally just Mandy Rose on the floor going, why are you doing this to me? And then if anyone bullies you or is harassing you in any way, just send them that. It's nice, that is. That's nice. I might be able to send that to Alexa Bliss Gamer, who just non-stop keeps sending me flipping clips of Alexa Bliss and DMs and everything. I'd send it to Alexa Bliss Gamer. Why are you doing this to me? Lends itself beautifully, let me tell you. That's me when Days goes on a long rant. Why are you doing this to me? Yes. WWE would like to announce the return of Eva Marie. Why are you doing this to me? It's so versatile. It works. Days bullies me all the time, so I would use that a lot. Why are you doing this to me? I thought she was the champ. She sounds like a chump, said Serge. Shawn Michaels is totally thinking of TikTok and YouTube Shorts. That's a bit obsessive. It is a bit obsessive. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. That's how obsessive it is. Right, we are at commercial break again. It is main event time. Why are you doing this to us? That is a great line. It's a great line. I like how it was delivered as well. It didn't have the kind of emotion. It was very clean. Why are you doing this to me? Why is Anderson Silva trending? Why is the Spider trending? One-on-one is not enough for Anderson Silva. Silva training with two people. UFC have just asked a question. Who, if you could bring back a legend, who would you bring back? And Anderson Silva's trending. He put the art in martial arts. I thought it was like an announcement or something. They've got it as a GIF, but they've only got that bit of it. That's not the right bit. That's a rubbish bit. That's a rubbish GIF. They got the wrong GIF. Need the... Why are you doing this to me? Some fans take fandom a bit too far. Ledge Killer, shout out to you. Days streaming. Why are you doing this to me? I wish I had that as a button, in all fairness, rather than me having to constantly keep saying it. Why are you doing this to me? I named my goat Tommy, and Tommy will eat anything. Tommy loves balls, anything circular and meaty, says William Hensey. Why are you doing this to me? Jeez, I would be broke on William Hensey. I felt like pressing that when William sent that clip through. I was saying that when William sent that clip through. For those that didn't watch the WEP, why? Second of all, William Hensey sent me a topless video of himself. Why are you doing this to me? What's this? NXT advert. Vengeance Day, 2 weeks. Grizzled Young Veterans against the Creed Brothers. MSK against Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. The Perv Warriors. Sanga in action next week. Oh, LA Knight taking on Sanga. That'll be good. Down for that. Here's Bron Ciampa. Tommaso Breakker. He's gone back to his bright coloured attire again. Don't mind him in that as long as he's still looking moody. Right. How long we got? I got about 16 minutes. Damn it! Read my comment instead of Williams. Williams says, best thing is, when Dave sees my name, he will always see my nipple. It's now ingrained in his memory. It was just so big. Sanga has already appeared before via Mahan. When Tony Khan talks about demo numbers, why are you doing this to me? Yes. When WWE send out clips of Bad Bunny in the Royal Rumble, why are you doing this to me? That's more for me, in all fairness. That's one for me. We got Wendy Chu against Tiffany Stratton next week. That'd be a good if it was credit card on a pole match. I think Sci-Fi and USA are affiliated. I like this pairing of Ciampa and Breakker, but what I think it's clear they've got no plans for Ciampa, which kind of sucks. Sonny said, when Tim Hortons close early, why are you doing this to me? Did you know that you can read comments by your mind? No. Can't do it. Just tried. It just looks like squiggles unless I read them out loud now. Years of doing streams have ruined my my reading ability. Days, you need a Mandy button and a Nia button. Nia button? My hole! That one. Why are you doing this to me? My hole! Why are you doing this to me? My hole! I think I can just do them in all fairness. My hole! Why are you doing this to me? Guys, I'm back. Sorry, I keep leaving. See, if I don't read them out loud, it all falls apart. Why are you doing this to me? Leche Lopez on the outside. When Man United lose, why are you doing this to me? Ciampa's gonna kill you. Ciampa is gonna kill you. Breaker's gonna kill you. Days will lose his voice. Could happen. I need to get this box set up. That's the whole reason why I've got this box. So I can press a button. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? My hole! Why are you doing this to me? That's the whole point of this. Here we go. Tommaso. Look at that. They both have got Legado del Fantasma up in the air. Nice delayed suplex. Both guys sat patting each other on the back. That was nice. What are you doing? I don't know if I can do that one. Why are you doing this to my hole? Oh, trying to get the one into the other. Wow, that sounds wrong. Days, Chomper, my hole. Why are you doing this to me? What country's capital is growing the fastest? Ireland. Every day it's Dublin. Every day it's Dublin. Every day it's Dublin. Not long to go. I am so excited for the new South Park on Friday, says Matthew. That's good. When someone like Liv or Alexa is on, why are you doing this to me? We should be paying attention to this match. I mean, we are at commercial break, in all fairness. We are at commercial break. I feel like, I don't know why, we've been going... I feel like the commercial's been longer tonight. I don't know why. Days, what if Mama Days walked down there? She wouldn't know what was going on. She knows not to come down here. She knows that. I'm ready for low blow. Eye poke. It's time. Boom. You can't do that on the FX bug, yeah. You can't do that. My hole. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, I tell you what, we're building up quite the library, aren't we, of sound effects. 8 minutes overrun. At least you know what to say after next week's therapy session. Oh, I'm already prepared. God, that was good. That was good. At least this story's moving along now. So, yeah, best one so far. That's what I'm going to say next week. That's what I'll be saying next week after Alexa's therapy session. Oh, God. That's brilliant. I'm so glad that she's decided to part ways with Lily. That's great. Oh, yeah, I can't believe the goddess is back. Thank you. All of that next week after Raw, after that segment. Why does Days keep looking at his phone? It's because I actually had the WWE thing open, and I was looking to see if they did actually send the GIF out of that segment, but they haven't. So I was distracted by that. It's still just that pasta, and I wondered if anyone else had put it up. I mean, it doesn't really matter because I've kind of found a way through myself just by constantly saying it repeatedly in that voice. So I feel like I got through it anyway. Escobar grabs Bron Breakker and throws him into the ring steps. Leche Lopez is ringside as well. Kick to the side of the heads. Days, you have to set up the button before next week's therapy session. We are going to need it. It's going to be great. I'll do all the work, set it all up. That while you're doing this to me, and it's going to be a brilliant therapy session. And then we'll be like, oh, we never needed it. Into the corner. Big strike. Another roll through. And again. God, this is non-stop. And again. This is kind of like the Unicorn Stampede, you know, where they just can't keep doing it. And the New Day. Legado del Fantasma very much in control. They've got Bron Breakker. Suplex. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up by Bron Breakker. Yes, Days screaming for sure. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can sponsor a trip for Via to get to WWE. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Stomp right on the side of the head. I don't want. I just want him to keep teasing his arrival. I don't want him to actually be on the show. Shoulder up by Bron. We got what, 7 minutes? I wish this overrun didn't exist. We don't need an overrun. Suppose if they get some more of that sweet commercial ad revenue, though. That's why they're doing it. So Bron is being controlled at the moment. It's a weird way of doing it, isn't it? You would think that Tommaso would be the one that's in trouble and the hot tag would be to Bron. It's a weird way round of doing it. Oof, power. Crazy power from Bron. Bron trying to get over and make the tag. Tag's made. Clothesline by Tommaso. And again. Boom. Look at him just colliding. Duck underneath. On fire. Tommaso on fire. My parrot, Charlie, does Royal Rumble sounds. What do you mean? What do you mean? It does the countdown. Does it do that? Is that what it does? I suppose that is very parrot-esque. This is awesome, Chan. Escobar's popped up on the edge of the ring. Jumps back down again. Missile drop kick. Got about 5 minutes. I once had a dream I was floating in an ocean of orange soda. It was more of a fantasy. Nice. Just had horrible lag there. Bad lag. What do you think of NXT? Into the announce table? That seemed a bit brutal, actually. That announce table didn't really break very well, did it? 1, 2, 3. Man, that commentary table did not break well at all. I think Tommaso's a bit worried he just murdered someone. Whacking Wild is down, but it's a win for Tommaso and Bron. When the announce table fights back, it lagged on a weird face. Pervy face. My time. Santos Escobar says, my time. We'll do it on my time. Through the table. Yeah, I mean, that was nasty. He did the Royal Rumble sound buzzer. It was funny. Yeah, I was seeing a replay here. Tommaso's face really sells that. He, like, pushes him. He goes to the and Tommaso's like, looks really concerned. Better or worse than Raw? What do you think? Mandy Rose in the I don't think so, Mandy. I want my title match next week. Kick by Kaylee Ray. She plants Mandy Rose down. So Kaylee Ray wants the title match next week. Worse than Raw. Worse. Airflow Game, shout out to you. Overly underrated. Well, we've had 62 votes. Get your votes in. Better or worse than Raw? I think it's very interesting to compare the two shows. Is it better or is it worse? Austin says, what did I give Raw? I gave Raw, I think, a 6. And I think this is around that same level, but I can't decide if it's 5.75 or 6 or 6.25. I'm about there. I forgot the last challenge exploded. Are you ready for CM Punk MJF on Wednesday? Yes. Did I really rate Raw that high? Yes. I think Raw was better, says Ben. A lot of people are saying Raw was better. So maybe this is a 5.75. I'm going to say this is a 5.75 then. I'm going to get my score in straight away. So I would be 5.75 or below. That feels a little bit... Does it feel a bit harsh? A lot of Raw in the middle sucked. But the matches on Raw were actually all right. I feel like this is quite close. I feel like it's quite close. I suppose 5.75 is close. If Raw is a 6 and this is a 5.75, I feel like it's close. I'm going to say this is a 6 as well. I'm going to say this is a 6 as well. I just can't go 5.75. I feel like this... My gut feeling is telling me this is a 6. I'll go 6. I was at 5.75, but 6.25 at the end, says Anna. I've gone. I'm about with you. I mean, I think I've snuck in the middle. Austin's copied me. That is appalling behavior by Austin316 copying me there. 1987 Big Fan said 5.5. I think I gave Raw a 5, but I'm not sure. Kyle said, hey, I like shows where you never know what you're going to see, and this had that kind of stuff. That is true. Yeah, that's a fair point. This did have a lot of what are we getting next. I think if you are someone that's like, not, you don't, yeah, I do agree. If you're someone that can kind of just go with the flow and you really don't mind lots of different bits, like, you know, the Wendy Chu thing don't bother you, and you know, there's things like that you have to kind of look past, then yeah, I think this could be a very entertaining show. There's just a few moments that for me, like, you know, the black screens during the Cora Jade match, the Wendy Chu being a bit silly at the start of her match, but she got much better as the match went on, took it more serious. There just seemed to be like little bits like that all throughout that just knocked my score down. But yeah, this was actually better. I enjoyed this more than I did last week. Actually, this is probably my favorite episode for about 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, I'm quite happy with where we finished actually. The bad parts of Raw were boring and not bad. In my opinion, NXT's bad was noticeably bad, and that's why I think Raw was a touch better, said LSW. That's fair. That is fair. Who would you like to see win the Elimination Chamber? I'd go with Bobby. I don't want to keep seeing the title change hands all the time. Keep it on the person that is champ. Thank you. Right, let's have a look. Where are we? Have we got over 100 votes? 110 votes. That'll do. Getting your votes. Couple more minutes. Getting your votes, and then we're going to wrap this baby up because we've already gone 8 minutes over. thanks to the overrun. Do you know what I mean? NXT is disjointed. They jump too easily, and there's just no threads. I'm very down on this new version. I mean, I think, though, you had Kaylee Ray going after Mandy Rose throughout the whole show. There's a few feuds that they're building up. I mean, they've, this Cora Jade trying to win Raquel over. Cameron Grimes and Carmelo have been on a feud for a while. Pete and Tony. There's definitely a few stories that they're trying to tell. I don't know if there's any stories that are really that great, though. I don't know that there's anything at the moment in NXT. I think that's probably the one thing that's really missing. There's no really great story. There's no Roman Reigns story. There's no story that you watch and you go, yeah, this is great. Oh, I can't wait for next week to see what happens in that. There's no story like that for me. I think that is definitely missing. I would love something that I was really engaged with. There's just lots of little things that are going on, and there's some stuff that works and there's some stuff that doesn't. Damien, shout out to you. Days, who do you want to see hold the mid-card titles? Sammy. I like Sammy. Sammy's funny. His segments haven't been great, but he can be funny. Just got to give him the right material. I do like Sammy. Yeah, and I don't think he'll get to being a champion, so might as well give him something to work with. So I don't mind Sammy. Sammy could go on to be one of the great Intercontinental champions. That would be really cool. So I like Sammy. And then maybe Austin Theory, because he's getting a big push at the moment. So maybe those two would make like some sense. I feel sorry for Sammy. I think he's really entertaining. He tries to do the best with what he gets given. But, I mean, what they give him just is not great. I mean, he's just had to do a little thing with Johnny Knoxville and have to, try to get something out of those insane moments. That wasn't great. So I do like Sammy. I feel sorry for Sammy. Because he for some reason, he's not seen like Kevin Owens. Owens is, around the main event. Sammy isn't. So, Sammy and Austin Theory. Go with them for now. But there's a few that you could have in that. Right, here we go then. 39% of people out of 101, 2, 3. That's what we got. 1, 2, 3. Join us next week when we get 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 39% of people said 6 to 6, 7, 5. 24% of people said 7 to 7, 5. 23% of people said 8 to 10. And 13% of people said 5, 7, 5 or below. There we go, my friends. There we go. And I said it's just a clip show. There's no structure. Lots of bits that don't make sense or just weren't warranted. Trying too much in a short space of time. There's no breathing room around things. That is true, actually. Like, they do move quite quick. Back in the day when it was just an hour, a story would play out a lot longer. And some weeks you might not get anything on it, but some weeks you would. And it did have room to breathe in the past. Now it's like you just got to move so fast, and there's 2 hours to fill, and yeah, they could set up a bigger story and take their time with it. That'd be really good. I'd like that. Right, we're done. We are done. Appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I certainly appreciated seeing so many people joining us, and that's cool. Obviously, we are back tomorrow with AEW. So we've got that tomorrow. If you never saw the Wrestling Escape Pod, it's got its own channel, so you can check that out. And appreciate everyone that did. I'm going to go off and have something to eat now, because I haven't eaten yet. So I'm going to go and have something to eat, and I will see you again next time. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.